How good will the Philadelphia Eagles offense be this upcoming NFL season? We got to talk about it. I want to give a special shout out to the sponsor of this video, Manscaped. So Manscaped recently just launched their Lawnmower 4.0. And listen, if you are a guy who does a lot of shaving underneath, the Lawnmower 4.0 is the perfect tool for you because, listen, my first time shaving a couple of months ago went terrible. I had a bunch of scrapes, I had a bunch of bruises, and I also had patches because I didn't finish the job. So when Manscaped sent me the Lawnmower 4.0, I used it, and I was a little bit scared, okay? Because I was like, I ain't trying to give myself patches and give myself injuries like I did last time, my first time shaving. But when I used the Lawnmower 4.0, let me tell you guys something. It was a easy process. I had no scrapes, no bruises. It was no pain. Listen, if you're a guy who does a lot of shaving underneath, make sure that you guys go ahead and cop the Lawnmower 4.0 using my promo code JT for 20% off plus free shipping off your Manscaped purchase. Once again, make sure that you guys use promo code JT for 20% off your purchase plus free shipping. Your balls will thank you. Last year, the Eagles had one of the worst offenses in the NFL. A large reason for this was because of the lackluster performance of Carson Wentz, which led to him being benched for Jalen Hurts. He also didn't have a lot of talent at wide receiver, and the offensive line wasn't great neither. Now, this season, I think Philadelphia's offense should be slightly improved compared to what it was last year. Now, I may be being a little bit optimistic because I am kind of biased towards Jalen Hurts because Jalen Hurts is one of my favorite players in the NFL. As a matter of fact, I actually have copped the Jalen Hurts jersey. I also have a Devonte Smith jersey as well. I will be taking pictures in those jerseys sometime throughout the season. I plan on taking a picture in my Devonte Smith jersey as soon as my shoes arrive. Now, when you look at Jalen Hurts has a lot of pressure on him to perform this year. And one thing that I love about Jalen Hurts is that this guy is not only a great leader, but he's one of the hardest working players that you will find in the NFL. Like, there was a question that he was asked about, him potentially having to compete for the starting job. He pretty much said, I wouldn't want it no other way. He said, rent's due, you got to pay the bills. So I love the way Jalen Hurts approaches the game, and I'm really confident in Jalen Hurts' ability to be the long-term answer at quarterback for Philadelphia. Now, last year in a couple of games that he played in, he ran for 354 rushing yards. He also had 3 touchdowns on the ground. He threw for 1,061 yards, 6 touchdowns, had 4 interceptions, and completed 52% of his passes. His stat line and his performance this year should definitely improve with the addition of rookie wide receiver Devonta Smith, who I believe is going to be a future Hall of Famer. Yes, I think he's going to be a future Hall of Famer. I think he's going to have a fantastic rookie season. Go ahead, give him Offensive Rookie of the Year, and go ahead and get his gold jacket ready because I believe that Devonta Smith is going to be not only one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, but I believe that he's going to end up, when it's all said and done, being one of the best wide receivers to ever play the game. And I don't want to hear none of that, oh, JT, we haven't even seen him play in the NFL game yet. You're over in Devonta Smith. Miss with that bull crap, man. Devonta Smith is an absolute stud. Like, this dude was a student of the game. I'm not going to give you guys a long, passionate 20-minute rant about Devonta Smith because I've been doing that all this offseason. And yes, I may be a tad bit biased about Devonta Smith because I did cop me a Devonta Smith jersey. As of right now, he is my second favorite player in the NFL behind Jameis Winston. But I believe in Devonta Smith. And if I believe in Devonta Smith, then you guys should as well. I know that's not a great explanation, but coming from a guy who has played wide receiver, I watched a lot of Devonta Smith film. This guy has incredible releases. He runs phenomenal routes, and I know his size is a little bit of a concern, but this guy plays football like he is a 15-year NFL veteran. Like, this guy is a student of the game. The way that he attacks opposing defensive backs by their leverage, the way that he changes the speed of his routes, the way that he runs his routes. Like, this dude is just a complete football nerd. And you really have to be a football geek like me to really understand and appreciate the way that Devonte Smith plays the position. And yes, I do believe that Devonte Smith was the best wide receiver prospect coming out of this year's draft class. I do believe that he was better than Jamar Chase, and I do believe that he will end up being the best wide receiver from that draft class when it's all said and done. Devonte Smith is going to have a great season for Philadelphia this year, alongside of Jalen Hurts, which him and Jalen Hurts already have some connection because they played with each other during their time at Alabama before Jalen Hurts transferred and left for Oklahoma. Now, you got Milo Sanders, who pretty much was their best weapon on offense when he was on the field. He missed a couple of games. He had 867 rushing yards, 6 touchdowns, and averaged 5.3 yards per carry. If he would have played in all 16 games, he probably would have ran for well over 1,000 yards, and you probably could have made the argument that he deserved to be in the Pro Bowl discussion last year. Now, I expect him to have a pretty gigantic role in this offense going into this year because he pretty much is the most reliable weapon that they have. But with Miles Sanders and Jalen Hurts, I think this is going to end up being a really good rushing attack. Like, they had the 10th best rushing attack in the NFL last year, averaging 126 rushing yards per game. So with Jalen Hurts' ability to run, and on top of that, you got Miles Sanders, this should be a rushing attack that should be top 5 or top 6 in the NFL this year, because not only do you have to worry about Jalen Hurts, but you also have to worry about Miles Sanders. So I expect a lot of zone reads, a lot of design quarterback runs and whatnot, utilizing Jalen Hurts' ability to run the football. On top of that, you have Miles Sanders there as well. You also got Kerryon Johnson, who you picked up, who recently got released by the Detroit Lions. Kerryon Johnson is pretty good. It's just the fact that he can't stay healthy. You also got rookie Kenneth Gainwell, who a lot of Eagles fans are really excited about. Now, we got to dive in to the wide receiver position some more. Now, Philadelphia has a lot of wide receivers. They have a lot of quantity, but they didn't have a lot of quality, which is why they drafted Devonta Smith. So you bring in Devonta Smith, already talked about him. You got Travis Fulgham, who probably was their second best wide receiver last year. At times, he was their only wide receiver. He had 38 receptions, 539 receiving yards, and 4 touchdowns. Then you have Greg Ward Jr., the former Houston quarterback converted to wide receiver. He's been pretty solid for Philadelphia over the last couple of years. He had 53 receptions, 419 receiving yards, and 6 touchdowns. Then you had Jalen Rhaegar, which Jalen Rhaegar, for the most part, had a really disappointing rookie year. But, you know, that's what you should expect when you take him before, you know, Justin Jefferson. So for Jalen Rhaegar, he did look pretty good when he had Jalen Hurts in that quarterback. Jalen Hurts seemed to know how to get the ball to him. So maybe this year he could have an improvement of a year with Jalen Hurts at quarterback, since it does look like they have a pretty good connection. John Hightower, I was looking to see a little bit more out of him last year with how fast he is. Like, a lot of people compare him to Deshaun Jackson. Really never really all that much materialized that way. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside may be one of the giant disappointments that I've seen in a very long time when it comes to that wide receiver position. Don't really expect much out of him. You got rookie Trayvon Grimes out of Florida. I think he could be a really good deep threat in this offense if they can get the ball downfield. Then you got tight end Dallas Goedert. He's pretty much going to be the best tight end on this team, with Zach Ertz potentially about to get released or traded. Now, the offensive line is probably the biggest question. I don't think this offensive line is bad. I don't really know who's going to end up starting at left tackle. Some people think it's going to be Diller. Some people think it's going to be somebody else. You got Landon Dickerson, who I think probably could start at left guard. I don't think he's going to start at center because of Jason Kelce there. But Landon Dickerson is a pretty good player. I was really high on him when he was coming out of the draft, so I expect him to start somewhere on this off the line, most likely left guard. Like I mentioned earlier, you got Jason Kelce, who is one of the best centers in the NFL. You got right guard Brandon Brooks, and you got right tackle Lane Johnson. So the right side of the offensive line is really good. It's just that left tackle spot where the position battle really lies, and where your question should arise if you are an Eagles fan. But overall, I don't think that this offensive line should be all that bad if it can stay healthy. Now, the wide receiver position definitely is in a better state this season than what it was last year with the addition of Devonte Smith. Travis Fulgham could have a really good year. Greg Ward has continued to develop and improve every single year since he's been in Philadelphia. So overall, this offense does have some talent. I don't think it's just, you know, devoid of anything. I don't think like it's going to be a gas leak like what it was last year. So if this coaching staff is able to utilize these players the right way and they're able to utilize Jalen Hurts the right way, this offense could be a tad dangerous this year. So I expect Philadelphia's offense to probably be somewhere around 17th, 18th this year. I don't think it's going to be bad like it was last year. I think it should be, you know, somewhat a little below average or somewhere around that average range this year, in particular because of the running game, because you're going to have a really strong running game. Like, they were 10th in rushing yards per game last season. So you look at Jalen Hurts starting a full year. On top of that, you got Milo Sanders in the backfield. I think this should be one of the better running games in the NFL. Definitely should be top 5 in the run game department, which should be able to open up the play action passing game, getting the ball to guys like Devonte Smith out in space and letting him work. So let me know how good you guys feel Philadelphia's offense will be this upcoming NFL season. Make sure that you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos and content, and thanks for watching.